July is here and it's time to do another fantastic metagame discussion. So, in addition to what's going on, I know a lot of you guys are constantly requesting IRL deck profiles. If we get about 150 likes on this video, we'll profile my terrible version of Sky Strikers for everybody to kind of rail on me. If we get 200 likes, we'll do my friend's stun deck that he's messing around with at the moment as well. Just a little bit of incentive on this discussion video. Well, let's dig into this, much like Yellow Robbie is a traffic cone. So you're going to the WCQ and you want to know what's going on. Well, we're going to talk about the more interesting stuff that's been floating around in today's metagame. And the first thing I'm going to touch on is, well, wherever it goes, going second Mermails. So Sekka's Light has gotten a lot more popularity across more of the roguish decks. And Mermails was the original concept of, well, the going second, I want to use this deck to my advantage, draw my combo pieces, and, you know, make this board, and, you know, make an attempt to kill my opponent in the game. Burning Abyss does have a couple of things over Mermails, but when I look at Mermails, I see an OTK engine, I see precise numbers that can be calculated, and I see basically a deck that doesn't rely on needing to draw spell cards. You know, there was a top 16 build from the United Kingdom Nationals. I know a lot of people were like, oh no, these going second OTK decks, they are bound to cheese every once in a while. And I think a lot of people kind of discount them. They're like, oh, they're not real decks. Well, contrary to popular belief, these decks can still come out of left field. They can still annihilate you. And you'll be sitting there as speechless as your opponent who drew the perfect 7-card hand on you. You know, the reason why these decks like doing these particular things is that 6-card Light a Sekka grants you even more. You know, the combo pieces all are there for you. And I think a lot of people need to stop underestimating these particular decks, because they are there. And much like Meta Knight Invoked at its time, it'll still cheese you out of 1 or 2 wins. So don't go discounting Mermails out of the picture. Getting that top 16 finish was very well warranted. Now the next one that we've all kind of come to know and expect after UK Nationals was Burning Abyss. The Rescue Cat engine, Wagalis the Star Beast, and Elephant to make that Cherry Beast, using Saravis, the Ascended one, to basically act as a buffer to protect these large investments. Now, if your Rescue Cat does, you know, in fact, go off, you can go down the Elephant path and make that Cherry Beast, or you can make double Gallus Star Beast, which in turn gets you Dante. Also, did I mention that you're also playing Light a Sekka, another fantastic OTK generator? It's about time we started realizing that Sekka's Light was a good card. So, will the deck win another event? I highly doubt it. Will the deck have some sort of representation going into the North American WCQ? Absolutely. A lot of people are going to see this as a, I don't have to play Trickstars, I don't have to pick up Sky Strikers. They're going to take advantage of this particular deck, and they're going to be like, oh, this is absolutely beautiful. You know, my time to shine is now. So, it was a very fantastic innovation. I got to give it to Thomas for coming up with the list. I think it was absolutely awesome getting a chance to see Burning Abyss return literally from the abyss and save the format. And he caused a revelation in the format, which is absolutely beautiful. You know, it's what these particular things do. But having that perfect blend of going first and going second is honestly what it takes to adapt and survive in this format. Yeah, the format's still kind of shitty because of the hierarchy of things that do exist, but there are a lot of rogue picks that you have access to that will save you, or save the format, just to make things a little bit better. The next one I want to talk about is Pendulums. Now, we've seen a lot of success with Pendulums coming out recently. The combos that the deck does, you've got a couple of variants. You can play pure, you can play the DDD combo hybrid. you've got 60 cards, I guess. I don't think that deck's good, that's none of my business. But players are adapting to this mentality. A lot of people are discovering that, hey, maybe this deck isn't as dead as we had, once thought. And with these innovations, kind of comes a new perspective. You've got Mermails, you've got Burning Abyss having success. So why can't Chronograph and Company have this exact same success? Master Cerberus projects itself as a very large boss monster. The Jackal itself is a threat in a lot of situations. Electromite still does what Electromite does. The entire deck's core bases around producing, Norito, Dragster, up to 3 negations. And watching most decks try to play through this large amount of negations, it doesn't happen as much as I think people want it to. Unfortunately, Pendulums still suffer from the same thing that they have. Consistency, and watching your Pendulum call get Ash Blossomed. It's still a real treat. It's still really cool seeing these particular 3 decks showing back up into the metagame. But, I don't know. I don't think Pendulum's going to have as much success as it did this weekend. I could be wrong. I do expect some sort of representation from it, because you don't see these types of innovations come out of the woodwork and not do something. So, there's that. The next big one I want to talk about is Trickstars. Pure Trickstars, I understand that the hybrid has a higher ceiling. We all get that. We all understand that. But when you have a deck like Trickstars that still has a little bit more flaws in it, it can curve out the mirror match a little bit more interestingly. The reason why Pure Trickstars were so successful in their time was the shenanigans that they had built into the deck. And when a lot of the players started incorporating the Sky Striker engine into it, they kind of took out a little bit more of the clump that Trickstars had for them and made the deck better. Well, Pure Trickstars really do like that clump. Those bad cards that they play to take advantage of things. And they're not as good as Sky Striker Trickstar, but that doesn't mean that you can't lose all of the same to Pure Trickstars. The deck can still pretty much come out of left field and fuck your day, pretty much in the same way that the rest of the metagame can. But that's not without saying that you shouldn't be aware that the deck is there, because you're doing yourself a very big disservice if you're lying to yourself saying, oh, I'm not going to run into any Pure Trickstar. Yeah, you will. And it's even worse if it's Pure, because Pure does a lot more nasty things than the rest of the generalized metagame does. So, there is that. The last big one I want to talk about here is Goki. So Goki still has its full combo surgeons. It still does everything that it has done. Honestly, I don't think it does it as well as the other decks, but once again, Goki has this very high ceiling. It has massive walls that you can actually climb up. And the combos that it generates, they're dumb. Let's be very real here. When you look at the way that Goki is structured, you have Dark Goki, you have 60 card variants, you have the standardized version, you have a lot of people trying a lot of things. So be aware, if you're going into this event, that one of the secret powerhouses in the format is in fact still Goki. Just, you're probably going to lose to it. You're going to be like, ugh, what's going on here? Now, I do know that the new Blur set does come out. Things like Borrelguard, stuff like the new Topological Dragon that allows for the extenders of the Extra Link. There are a lot of variables. The Golden Castle of Strongberg also finally touches down in the TCG, which these all seem like fantastic extenders to Goki. Will something crazy happen? I think so, to be honest. I would love to see Goki with the new Extra Link monsters come out of left field, taking advantage of these ridiculous monsters. We don't have Boral Sword yet, which kind of sucks, but it's fine. I think Blur is the last secret thing that can kind of mess around with the TCG, but I don't think it's going to do, the real damage. I'm not going to touch on Sky Striker Trickstar. I'm not going to touch on Altergeist. you guys already expect these decks to be there and some amassed in representation. And because, you know, you already expect Sky Striker Trickstar to be the best deck, you know, side correctly, side Mind Crushes, side things to take advantage of your matchup in that regard. Because unfortunately, that deck is still fucking bonkers. And you've still got a lot of things you're going to have to accustom to take on that matchup. And it really sucks because Sky Striker Trickstar really is a pain in the ass for most meta players. So that's all I got for this discussion, guys. Please, I do encourage you to leave a comment down below. I do read everything. Probably do a side deck discussion for you guys on Thursday so you can kind of keep up with what's going on inside Uncle Robbie's head. And that's my pre-game discussion for the North American WCQ. Peace out, guys. The ride never ends, guys. Make sure you enable those notifications to get the latest videos that are being posted on this channel. Make sure you guys check out VanCole40 for my Cardfight Vanguard channel. And join me and House of Champions on the Zodiac Duelist TV Twitch stream. We'll be interacting with our audiences. And please check out No Limit Gaming and LGTCG.com for the cheapest trading cards on the market. Thanks for watching, guys, and please have a good day.